Right now, thousands of American homeowners are staring at a patio, a balcony, a tiny backyard, or some forgotten corner of their property, completely convinced they do not have enough space to grow anything worth growing. That belief is quietly costing them fresh food, lower grocery bills, a relaxing outdoor space, and one of the easiest, most rewarding hobbies they could ever start. Here is the part that surprises people. The smallest properties often end up with the most beautiful gardens. That is not luck. That is strategy. And today I am fixing the misconception that space is the problem. By the end of this video, you will have 20 practical home gardening ideas that work in small spaces, need little maintenance, survive real summer heat, save you money, and make your home look better than it ever has. Some of these you can start this weekend. This matters right now because grocery prices keep climbing, summers keep getting hotter, drought and watering restrictions are becoming normal in more places, homes keep getting smaller, and everyone is busier than ever. More people want a garden today than at any point in recent memory, and most of them still believe they do not have room for one. The problem was never your yard. It is that most gardening advice out there was written for properties 5 times the size of what you actually have. Today we fix that. If your backyard is tiny, if you are working with a balcony and a dream, if your HOA has rules about what you can plant, if your soil is more clay than dirt, if you have killed a plant simply by going on vacation, none of that means you cannot have a garden. It means you have been using the wrong methods for your space. What oasis zone are you gardening in this year, and what kind of space are you working with? A backyard, a balcony, a patio, or an apartment? Let me know in the comments. I want to see what everyone here is working with. Let us fix your space, one idea at a time, starting with number 1. Gardening idea number 1, vertical gardens. When you cannot grow outward, grow upward. A vertical garden turns a bare fence or wall into growing space that costs almost nothing to start, using stacked planters or a simple trellis system. It works in nearly every oasis zone, holds up well in summer heat since airflow around each plant improves, and needs only light daily attention. The common mistake is choosing a wall with too much shade. Face it south or west for best results. The payoff is dramatic, a blank wall transformed into a wall of green in a single season. Gardening idea number 2, raised beds. Raised beds fix bad soil instantly instead of fighting it for years. Build one from lumber or a kit for a modest cost, fill it with quality soil, and you sidestep clay, poor drainage, and compacted ground completely. They perform beautifully in summer heat because the soil warms evenly, and maintenance is genuinely low once established. The common mistake is building beds too wide to reach the center comfortably. Keep them around 4 feet across. Gardening idea number 3, container vegetables. Nearly any vegetable can be grown in a container if you match the pot size to the plant. This is the lowest cost entry point on this entire list, ideal for renters, apartment dwellers, and beginners alike. Containers heat up fast in summer, so consistent watering matters more here than anywhere else. The common mistake is using a pot that is too small, which stunts roots. Go bigger than you think you need. But this next idea completely changes how small spaces can produce food, and most people never try it. Gardening idea number 4, hanging baskets. Hanging baskets put growing space somewhere most people never look, straight up, off a porch rail or hook. They cost very little to start, suit strawberries, herbs, and trailing flowers especially well, and work in almost any zone. Summer heat dries them out faster than ground planting, so daily watering is the real maintenance cost here. The common mistake is forgetting they are more exposed to wind and heat than in-ground plants. Check them every day. Gardening idea number 5, herb walls. A herb wall mounted near your kitchen door turns cooking into a 5-second walk instead of a grocery run. Built from a simple pocket planter system, it is inexpensive, beginner-friendly, and thrives in full sun through summer. Maintenance is minimal, mostly trimming and occasional watering. The common mistake is planting herbs with very different water needs side by side. Group thirsty herbs like basil together, and drought-tolerant ones like rosemary together. Gardening idea number 6, pollinator gardens. A small patch of native flowering plants brings butterflies and bees to your yard and quietly improves every other plant you grow. Low cost, low maintenance, and genuinely low effort once established, pollinator gardens tolerate heat well, since most native species evolved for it. The common mistake is choosing showy nursery hybrids instead of true native varieties, which offer far less pollen and nectar. Check your local native plant list first. Gardening idea number 7. Fruit trees in pots. Yes, a fruit tree can live happily in a large container on a patio. Dwarf citrus, fig, and pomegranate varieties are the easiest starting points, with moderate upfront cost but a payoff that lasts years. They handle summer heat well as long as watering stays consistent, and maintenance is mostly seasonal pruning. The common mistake is underpotting. A tree needs real root room, so size up early rather than repotting constantly. This next one surprised even experienced gardeners when they finally tried it. Gardening idea number 8. Rain barrel systems. A rain barrel connected to a downspout turns free rainwater into a drought season safety net. The upfront cost is modest, the difficulty is low, and it works in every zone that gets rainfall. During summer heat, it becomes one of the most valuable systems in your entire yard, cutting your water bill while keeping plants consistently hydrated. The common mistake is skipping a screen cover, which invites mosquitoes. Always cover the opening. Gardening idea number 9. Self-watering containers. For anyone who forgets to water or travels often, self-watering containers solve the single biggest cause of container plant death. They cost a little more upfront, but save plants and time all season. They perform exceptionally well in summer heat since the reservoir buffers against fast drying. The common mistake is forgetting to refill the reservoir itself, which people assume runs forever. Check it weekly. Gardening idea number 10. Shade gardens. Not every yard gets full sun, and that is not a problem. It is a design decision. Hostas, ferns, and shade-loving perennials turn a dim corner into a lush, low-maintenance retreat. Cost is low, difficulty is beginner-friendly, and shade gardens actually perform better through brutal summer heat than sun-exposed beds, since they need far less water. The common mistake is assuming nothing can grow in shade at all. Plenty can, and it thrives. Gardening idea number 11. Edible landscaping. Why separate your flower beds from your food? Edible landscaping blends vegetables, herbs, and fruiting plants directly into your existing beds, so your yard stays beautiful while quietly feeding you. Cost depends on what you already have, difficulty is moderate, and it holds up well in summer with normal bed maintenance. The common mistake is placing tall vegetables in front of shorter ornamentals, blocking the view. Plan height like you would any flower bed. Most homeowners never think to use this forgotten space, and it might be sitting right outside your door. Gardening idea number 12. Balcony gardens. An apartment balcony is more growing space than most people realize. Lightweight containers, railing planters, and a few hanging baskets can produce a genuine harvest in a space smaller than most bedrooms. Cost is low, difficulty is beginner-friendly, and summer heat means daily watering is essential since balconies often reflect extra heat off buildings. The common mistake is overloading weight limits. Check what your balcony can safely hold. Gardening idea number 13. Window boxes. A window box is one of the cheapest transformations on this list, instantly improving how a home looks from the street while giving you a small, manageable growing space. Difficulty is low, maintenance is light, and they handle summer heat fine with regular watering since the soil volume is small and heats quickly. The common mistake is underwatering since small soil volumes dry out fast. Check them daily in peak summer. Gardening idea number 14. Compost stations. A simple compost bin costs very little and quietly fixes your soil for free over time, turning kitchen scraps and yard waste into the best amendment you can give any bed. Difficulty is low, maintenance is occasional turning, and it works in every zone regardless of summer heat. The common mistake is adding meat or dairy, which attracts pests. Stick to plant matter and you will have rich compost within months. The final ideas are the ones visitors notice first when they walk into your yard. Gardening idea number 15. Living privacy screens. Instead of an expensive fence, a row of tall grasses, bamboo, or trellised vines creates privacy that grows more beautiful every year. Upfront cost is moderate, difficulty is beginner to intermediate, and most privacy plants tolerate summer heat well once established. The common mistake is planting too close to a property line without checking mature width. Give it room to fill in properly. Gardening idea number 16. Strawberry towers. A stacked strawberry tower produces a surprising number of berries in a footprint of about 2 feet. Cost is low, difficulty is beginner-friendly, and towers actually help in summer heat by keeping fruit up off hot ground. The common mistake is planting too many crowns per pocket, which crowds roots. 1 healthy plant per opening outproduces 3 crowded ones. Gardening idea number 17. Salad tables. A shallow raised box on legs, filled with a few inches of soil, produces a constant supply of lettuce and greens at counter height, no bending required. Cost is low, difficulty is beginner-friendly, and in summer heat, moving it into partial shade keeps greens from bolting. The common mistake is letting the soil dry out, since shallow soil loses moisture fast. Check it daily. Gardening idea number 18. Trellised vegetables. Cucumbers, beans, and peas take up a fraction of the space when trained vertically instead of sprawling across the ground. Cost is minimal, difficulty is moderate, and vertical growth actually improves airflow and reduces disease risk during humid summer heat. The common mistake is installing the trellis after planting instead of before, disturbing young roots. Set it up first. Gardening idea number 19. Backyard seating, surrounded by plants. This is less about growing food and more about making your yard the place you actually want to be. A small seating area tucked among fragrant plants and greenery transforms an ordinary yard into your favorite room in the house. Cost varies with materials, difficulty is low, and the right plant choices provide natural shade relief during summer heat. The common mistake is placing seating in full afternoon sun. Position it where shade lands by midday. And here is the idea that ties every single one of these together. Gardening idea number 20. Multi-purpose decorative edible gardens. The most impressive home gardens are rarely a single idea. They are several of these combined: a vertical herb wall near the seating area, a raised bed of vegetables by the kitchen door, a pollinator patch along the fence, and window boxes framing the front entrance. Cost and difficulty scale with how much you combine, but summer performance stays strong because a mixed garden supports itself, with pollinators helping vegetables and shade plants protecting more delicate ones. The common mistake is trying to do everything in one season. Build it in layers, one idea at a time. Here is the fix worth remembering. Beautiful home gardens are not created by having the biggest yard. They are created by making smart decisions with the space you already have. Vertical gardens, raised beds, containers, hanging baskets, herb walls, pollinator gardens, potted fruit trees, rain barrels, self-watering containers, shade gardens, edible landscaping, balcony gardens, window boxes, compost stations, privacy screens, strawberry towers, salad tables, trellised vegetables, seating surrounded by greenery, and a garden that combines it all. 20 ideas, one space, endless potential. Which of these ideas could you actually try this weekend? Let me know in the comments. And if money and space were not a limitation at all, what would your dream home garden look like? If you enjoyed these ideas, you will definitely want to watch my next video, where I reveal the easiest vegetables that practically grow themselves, even during the hottest part of summer. If this helped you see your space differently, go ahead and like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe so you do not miss what is coming next. Keep fixing, keep growing. Your best garden is always the next one.